we have an update on the 1.4 million donation pages that were created for nonprofits without their knowledge or consent. So GoFundMe has announced that they are taking down the pages. They are now going to make them opt-in only, which I said from the start is the only way to right-side this. These pages have to be opt-in only. So I'm really pleased to hear that that's the move that they're making. They're also saying that they are going to remove the pages that are non-claimed, not claimed, and de-index them. So when you type in your organization's name, you won't have that GoFundMe page that you didn't create claimed. So it should be de-indexed from search results. What we don't have is a timeline on this. We don't know how quickly this is going to happen, but it is a win for sure. I have looked at several nonprofits and I can still see some showing up in like Google search results and things like that. So that's something to keep an eye on for your organization. I'm going to focus on today's episode to really talk about what this saga taught us, right? About advocacy, about consent, about trust, and what I think we need to watch out for in the future. So this was definitely a collective movement that worked, right? I think this was a combination of voices in the nonprofit sector, experts, leaders, everyone coming together saying, we don't want this. We didn't ask for this. We don't want this. This isn't okay. And also internally inside GoFundMe, I'm speculating there were lots of talks as to the collateral effects of this, right? I had some major compliance concerns. I had some major legal concerns as well. So that's worth pausing on to see that our voices together really do create a movement and really do create change. And it's really easy to minimize. What's the point of talking about this? No one's going to change anything. And I really want to step back and really take a moment to explore where this story broke. Like, how did we all have this moment where suddenly we went from not knowing about all of these donation pages to knowing about them? And for me, it started with one local news article. So it was an ABC affiliate that reported on one particular community-based nonprofit that said, we didn't even know this was happening. One story is what's, for me, catapulted this whole movement. I think it's a really good lesson in what we can all do together and like how we can all come together and how that single story really did set off a ripple effect that reached so many thousands, maybe millions of people, of organizations, of stakeholders, of donors, of board members, of constituents, like so many people. So it's easy to think we're too small, no one will care. And yet look at what happened. That ripple effect of one story can move an entire industry. So let's step back and let's talk about trust and ethics and handling donor dollars. The way that I'm thinking about this in the future is, number one, how is this ever a thing that they thought would be okay to do? So I don't want anyone to open a line of credit in my name but me. I don't want anyone to rent a car or lease a car in my name but me. I don't want anyone to dye my hair blue but me, right? Those are all things that people could say, but Christina, we're doing you a great service, right? We're doing you a favor, right? No, I would like to make those decisions with my own authority and autonomy. And so there's a part of me that is very, very frustrated and confused as to how we got here in the first place, as to how that this went through enough people that this is an okay practice. There's still that which remains unresolved. Because I don't think GoFundMe is the only one doing this. I believe that they're a large player that tried this, but there are some others. I'm hearing some chatter. There's some talk more on LinkedIn that there's some other people doing this. And the spin is we're doing this as a service to you. More people will find you. More donors will find you. Like a dollar is a dollar, right? It's good. And that's not true. Again, that consent has to come from the top down. It has to come from inside the organization first. They decide their tech, their tools, their financial streams of income. That's all internal. And pushing that onto them and saying, we got this for you, now you deal with it, is not how business should ever be conducted. And so that's why it still remains a big concern for me. If the goal is exposing more people to an organization's nonprofit, the easy way to do that is simply to link to that nonprofit's website. That's their home, right? That's their ecosystem. That's where they're deciding what tools they want to use, what tech they want to use, their donation journey. So if organizations want to do that, they could do that, and just link straight to their website. So it really does feel like a cash grab when you're trying to inject your tool, your tech, your something, your product, your service into something that they didn't ask for, the prospect didn't ask for. So that's the wider conversation that tells me this is a huge win. but we're not done yet. So I don't think that this will be the very last time we hear about something similar or something adjacent happening in the nonprofit sector. I think we need to be ready. I think that as more companies innovate, as technology just continues to grow, we have to rise with that innovation and technology. So you need to be checking yourself. You need to make sure that you have Google Alerts set up for your organization. You need to make sure that your organization has chosen the tool and the tech with purpose that you want to use so that you can hang out in that digital landscape and rise to the occasion, because there's so many good tools out there, right? You need to make sure you have consent and trust built in, not just as values or buzzwords, because those are the foundations to how our sector functions. If there's one takeaway from all of this, I hope that you see what I see, which is advocacy works. Amplifying your message works was a really good example of what I talk to so many of my clients about, right? So we talk about creating ambassadors. We talk about creating social street teamers, because that's what happened. That's what happened is we had this huge influx of street teamers who basically said on their own channels, what the heck is going on? This is crazy. This is not okay. This has to stop. And then we saw a movement. We saw a response. And we saw people take action for the better. So advocacy matters, consent matters, trust is essential in fundraising and technology and in leadership. So case closed for now, with the asterisk, which is keep an eye on your page, check in with it, and certainly reach out to GoFundMe support if you find that your page isn't how you want it. If you're claiming it, great, customize it, claim it. And if you want to make sure that it's unpublished, unclaimed, or unpublished and de-indexed, keep an eye out for those changes to make sure that they are complete. I'll see you next time.